Hang on, I have cheese in my mouth. You should leave that in, that's funny.
What kind of cheese?
Swiss, I don't like it. Okay, I'm Hilary, a mom in Oklahoma.
And I'm Hannah, a stay-at-home mom in Texas.
And this is the Don't You to Read podcast. Oh, episode 97. Sorry, guys. So, hi, we're so happy that you're here. I'm kind of a mess today, but I'm like, when am I not? When do I don't know. So, today we're going to be talking about books that we kind of missed us, that passed us by, and that we've always kind of wished we had read, but we haven't yet. So, we're going to talk about a few of those today. But yeah, what's up? How's it been going? How's your reading been this week?
It's been hit and miss. I feel like last week was a pretty good reading week, and I'm kind of going into. I've had a few.
Slump?
Yeah, I've had a few that have not quite hit right, but I think it's just probably me. So always.
Yeah. Mine has not been. I mean, it hasn't. It's been a really busy season. To not get into all the details that no one cares about or wants to know. My husband, he had a big work interview and he had to study for this stuff for 6 weeks, and I helped him with it, and I was really happy to do it. Like I was happy, but it like took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
Like it did. Like, and then I felt like the adrenaline dump, I think, after, like whenever you're like prepping for this big event and then it's over and you're like,
Mm-hmm. You're like, what now?
yeah. And so my mental capacity has been kind of rough. So I have had more time, but I'm trying to get back in that mental mood of like, like I felt like for a long time, whenever I would help him study, whenever we'd be done, I'd be like so busy all day, all day, all day. And then all I would do is be like on my phone and like
Mm-hmm.
zoning out, because you're like, I'm so overstimulated. And you're like, I guess I should be more overstimulated now because of my phone. It's funny how that works. Like, I don't know that it helps you or not.
I think at that second it does, but then as soon as you turn it off, it doesn't help you.
Yeah, because then you feel like crap after, and you're like, well, I just wasted like whatever, 20 minutes or whatever. But sometimes it's hard. You don't really have that mental capacity to pay attention.
Mm-hmm. For
That's kind of what the
sure.
last 6 weeks have been. He did get the job. I think that's why, though, I wasn't like, yeah, I haven't been reading well, because my husband, I know he would be like, not wanting me to say something and then be like, womp womp, he didn't get it. But he did. So it was all worth all the effort and everything for everyone. But I'm trying to find my way back to like paying attention to stuff. That's why like I had been watching, I need to catch up. I need to watch the season finale. But Hannah and I have been watching Downton Abbey, and that's been like a nice change, because it's funny because Noelle was like, Mom, I don't ever see you watch TV like ever. And I'm like, I know, I don't, not a
Mm-hmm.
big, usually because I'm reading, not because I have anything against it, but Downton Abbey has been like, I don't know, like I know it's so old, but I really loved it.
It is pretty good. It's good content. I've been loving it. I'm on well, we're both on season 2. I saw somebody on, and I don't know who it was. So if you're listening, hi. I don't know. I don't know who it was, but someone said how she's just starting it for the first time, and I DM'd her and I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm watching it too,"
Mhm.
and she was not so into it.
Oh,
I was like, "I'm loving it. It's so drama."
I think it was boring.
No, she said she didn't know if it was entertaining or if it was like too much drama.
Oh,
But I was like, "Oh, I am here for it." And
that's why I like it, because
yeah.
like you see like the costumes and everything, and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. It looks too serious. And then you start it and you're like, oh, there's like a lot of tea. That's why I
Mm,
texted Hannah. I was like, there's so much drama and I need you I need to talk about this with someone.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's
that's
been
been
fun.
fun. But anyway, and about books, I'm glad we can talk about this because I meant to come back and say this. So I'm listening to The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston. I have to ramp up my listening because it's due, but I've been listening while I like, ironically, water my flowers outside, or just sitting there like when my baby has tummy time and stuff. I only get like a few minutes in here and there, but anyway, I did want to come back to it because I did say on here that it's closed door. I have not encountered anything, but the reason I wanted to come back and say that is because on Fable, the app, it says some spice, but off page or something like that. So that's why I said that. But then I was looking at a review from Susie from at Read with Susie,
Mm-hmm.
and she said too mildly open door vague, or I don't know what she said. I'm sorry, but it was different than what Fable had said. So I just wanted to give that
Fake news. Fake news about Fable, not Susie.
yeah, yeah. Well, like you have said, it's hard to pick because you're like you see Fabled right here. Like you're trying to do your due diligence, you know?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
it says right here, some spice, closed door romance, suggestive dialogue, but no explicit intimate scenes. So I was like, I mean, I took them at their word, you know, like that's what it sounds like. And then Susie, I'm pulling it up so I can read it exactly what she said. She said she put two flames, but she put two brief, mild open door scenes. So interesting, you know, I trust Susie above the random people at Goodreads, or sorry, Fable. But it's just interesting. I think the average reader, though, who reads Spice probably reads it and is like, trash is not enough. You know what I mean? That's probably
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Yeah. That's why I love finding people who you understand their kind of their reading habits and the way that they describe spice,
Hmm.
because it really does change a lot. Because like we were talking about that Draco,
Hmm.
the disappearances of Draco Malfoy.
We did not talk about that, but we will, I guess. But
Well, the long story short is that it was listed as no spice.
at all, there was like nothing.
Yeah, no spice. But there was what I would consider a scene. And you too, like you told me. So it just depends who you're asking. Because, yeah, if someone is reading like a ton of very, very spicy fan fictions, then yes, they could read that and be like, oh, that's no spice. But
Nothing. Yeah.
anyway, yeah, that's just a tangent.
Hmm. It's interesting. So I only wanted to say it because I didn't want someone to pick it up because I was like, it's closed door, and then be surprised. So far, I'm like halfway through. It's been nothing, absolutely nothing. I wouldn't even say romance is like the main thing at all. But I just wanted to give Susie's thoughts on that. So proceed with caution. That's it.
Is that the only thing you're currently reading?
Yeah, but I'm still reading Because I Killed Him, and then I'm reading another book that I don't want to say yet because I haven't finished. I told you what
Oh,
it is, but
you've been reading, you're reading a lot. Is it
I
because
know
it's different mediums?
Because I Killed Him is like
Long.
it is very long, but
Oh, it's not your night book.
it's very like intense. It starts with executions, and
Mm,
that's why I messaged Hannah. It was like like legit. That's how it starts. Are like legit on air executions, and
on
I'm like,
air.
oh my God. Well, it's on TV and they're broadcasting it
Oh, yeah, yeah,
to the
okay.
whole country. And they're making it a whole spectacle because it felt like Hunger Games. So, but they're like
Mm,
all dressed up and all this, and haha, we're gonna kill 50 people today. Isn't that exciting? Like, and they're like beheading all these people after person. And I'm like, this is a lot,
mm,
even for me. And so I was like, I don't know that I want to read this like in bed, like at bedtime. It's just kind of stressful. So I started reading a romance, which I am liking it. But I'm just so that's why it's taking like I'm not very far in either one, but I'm like progressing. So I have the rom-com at night that I'm reading, and then Because I Killed Him in the day, and then Someday Garden on audio, which I don't usually do. I'm not used to this.
the chaos.
Yes, but it's needed sometimes. I'm usually like a one book person, but I don't know. Sometimes you have to branch out.
I'm normally like that, doing all this whole circus, and right now I'm only reading one book, so that's funny. We've
What are
switched.
you on right now?
I just started it today. It is All the Stars We Buried. It is by Elle Madison, and it comes out in September. So this author, she normally would do duo writing, co-writing, I don't know. Co-writing with Robin Mal or The Scarlet Princess. So they wrote those
Yeah.
that whole series, and like honestly their entire backlist pretty much is both of them together. And so they just announced how they're splitting, and
Oh.
so they're going to be doing their own books now. So this one is Elle Madison's book by herself. And I'm very curious about reading their books after the split because I'm curious if they're both going to be hits for me. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm curious about the writing style. I always wonder like who plays what role
I know.
in those
Christina
duos.
Lauren did that. I think one of
Yes.
them wrote a different one.
Oh, under a different name, right? Because they both
But
have different pen names.
yes, but from what I remember, I don't think it was to the same popularity as Christina Lauren.
Right. Which makes sense. So, yeah, I'm curious. I'm excited. Same genre, like it's fantasy, romance, and we'll see. So,
Yeah, that is interesting. I always wonder how that works. Like two people writing together, but a lot of people do it like that. Because I killed him, that is a duo.
okay, but see, that's sisters, and this is I.
Still,
But I feel like I could do that, even like podcasting. I feel like it works because we're sisters, so we can be like, I don't know.
I changed this.
Yeah, it's not like offensive. If I'm like, oh, you can record tonight. If not, it's fine. If you texted me a minute before and we're like, I can't, I have to do whatever,
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
whatever.
Taylor almost had to go into work, and he's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I'm like, "I'll just tell Hannah I can't do it. I don't know."
Yeah, and I would be like, okay. But if it were someone else, then I would probably be making bad assumptions. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's true.
So
That's
with a
true.
sister, I feel like, yeah, you could also like strong arm them. Like if you really disagree on a plot, then you're probably more willing to fight it out than if it's just like a friend. I don't
We should
know.
try to get Edith Bird, those two people on here.
We have questions.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to know. Tell me how this works.
I
I'm so
know. I
curious.
do. I want to know.
They're like, we're too big for you, small potatoes. But anyway, okay. So let's talk about our topic. I will be honest, this was my idea because like books that you're like, I've always meant to read that, and I just didn't. And so a lot of these are, I'm trying to think. I need to look at my list, but a lot of them are older. They're not new releases. They're like books that I was like, man, or like when I pass it in a bookstore or I pass it sometimes on my shelf, I'm like, ah, I've meant to read that. I just haven't, like it's
Hmm.
not for a bad reason. It just hasn't happened. So I'll just start. The reason I brought this up was because of the book Gone Girl. I have never read Gone Girl,
Mm.
and I own it, and I've always meant to read it. I never watched the movie.
Do you not know at all what it's about?
I've never, I was in college, I think, when it came out.
I did read it.
I think I did see that, but it was like over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Um, I was in college and it just kind of passed me by,
Hmm.
probably for that reason. And I got the book, I own it now because when Taylor's grandma died, we just got like acquired some of her books in her collection. And that was one of them that I brought home with me. And so every time I pass it on the shelf, I'm like, why have I not read it? And I know it's very polarizing, and I know it's one of those books that people refer back to. They're like, if for fans of Gone Girl. I don't know that I'll love it, but I just want to. I feel like as a mystery reader, I don't know why I have not, and I just think I need to do that soon.
I feel like it's a very fast paced. I did not ever watch the movie, but I did read it. And I remember liking it.
Around the same time that book came out and I hated it, it was The Woman on the Train.
Hmm.
And I think I picked up that one at Target or Walmart or wherever. I don't know. And I did not like it at all. So I guess I just let this one pass me by as like a dummy. So anyway, that's why I brought this topic up. So that's my first
Mm.
one.
Okay, my first one is Lord of the Rings, specifically Return of the King. I have read the first two, and part of my goal, I only had like two book goals this year, really, and it was to read The Count of Monte Cristo, which I did, and then
Yeah, I feel like that would have counted for
that
this too.
that would
Yeah.
have totally been on the list.
Yeah.
And then Return of the King. I have not read that one yet, and I have paused it twice in the last few years because I just couldn't get into it. But I know I want to. I've read the first two, so I know I want to finish it.
Did you do it on audio or like print or whatever?
Well, first I was trying to do it with print, and then
Mm-hmm.
I switched to audio because Andy Serkis
Mm-hmm.
narrates
He's
one
really
of
good.
them. Yes. But then I was doing it with Josh. Like he was like, I want to do it. I want to do it. And then doing it together was at night and I kept falling asleep. So I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this like listening to him and I would fall asleep every single
Mm-hmm.
time. So I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta do this like focus and lock in. And that was last year. So that is one of my goals. Really, just because there are a few classics. I'm not really the person who feels the need to read classic. If I want to, then I will, but like I don't feel this obligation to do it. But I
Hmm.
do love The Lord of the Rings, and because I read the first two, I'm like I need to read it because I also want to read The Hobbit, but I want to finish the trilogy first.
Okay. Um, my next ones those are both on my list, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. So for a few reasons, I have listened to The Lord of the Rings, sorry, I just said that because you did. Just the first, The Fellowship of the Ring. I have listened to that one. I do like with me with audio. Sometimes I don't pay as much of attention as I would like on
Mm.
audio. So I don't know that I gave it the full attention that it deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, um, I still enjoyed it. I like Andy Serkis as a narrator a lot. But I feel like I love those movies so much. Those are like those movies, like the books that we talked about. Books you don't like that I'm offended that you don't like. Like that's how I feel about the movies. When people are like, "Oh, I don't like Lord of the Rings. It's just weird." I don't understand. Like I don't see how it does not speak to all people, even if you don't like fantasy or
Yeah.
I don't know. So I do want to read them. And my husband, he has read all of them. He's read all three and The Hobbit. And he tells me, he's like, The Hobbit's for children. And I'm like, I know. I don't know how you feel, but we were not like raised to read classics. And I don't know what happened. He was, though. Like, what happened to us?
Well, I read, I assume you did too. I read Pilgrim's Progress. That's a classic.
Yeah, Noelle's reading
Jane
that.
Eyre.
She's reading, I did read that one too.
Yeah.
Noelle's reading an abridged version of Pilgrim's Progress. I did
Yes.
like that,
So we read some, but no, not a lot. We read some
but
Shakespeare.
not like for fun, right?
No, it was for school, and I hated every second of it.
You didn't like the Shakespeare? I did.
No, no, I had to meet up with Josh to like tutor me because I didn't understand and I was like failing all the quizzes and it was so bad, embarrassing. Not only did he have to like tutor me in the math, but then also in literature.
That's not embarrassing. Josh tutored me too in college.
He
He
tutored
was
everybody.
he was in high school and he tutored he tutored me in college. I was like struggling with my business calc class and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna pass this class. And he's like, I know this stuff. I could help you. I
Yeah.
remember it was like at Panera or
Yeah,
something.
cuz I came too. I came to watch.
I did. I passed with an A, but he did help me. I don't have shame. I was like, I need help. Like
Well, you didn't like him like that.
yeah, but he was younger than me in high school. I'm like, you would think I'd have some shame of being like, I don't, but I was like,
Nah.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine. But I didn't love it is the point. And even when I read classics now, like I still feel that way. I'm like, nah, it's fine. But I'm not one of those people who is,
Yeah, I feel like it missed us. Like,
yeah, I don't
Taylor was
know.
taught, I think, to enjoy classics, like their literary value. And I did love Pride and Prejudice as in high school. And that was the first one that I was like, oh, they might not be so bad. But Lord of the Rings, like he read them at like in high school and The Hobbit as a child. And I don't know why. I will say he's smarter than I am. And I wouldn't tell him that to his face. But he is definitely smarter than I. But I don't feel like that about all classics, but that those I do. I want to give attention to and just read them.
My next one is it's more of a more recent, but it has been a while that I've wanted to read it. Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. This is that
Susie likes those.
Yes, it's that middle grade fantasy series. And here's what keeps me from reading it. First, there were so many, and I was waiting because I wanted to wait till they were all out or like close to being all out, which is time now. However, I can never get it from the library. Like the library has, I think, the first one, but then they don't have, they have some and don't have the others. And then the ebook, the first book, I've been on hold for like 3 months.
Really?
Yes, I don't understand. And that's like in every library option I have. I have several library
And
cards.
they're old.
Yes, so it must just be like a good series.
Harry Potter was like that. Do you remember like one of them? I can't remember which one.
Yeah, several of them. You had to get
Yeah, I
in
was like waiting
line.
for months, and I'm like, "Are you what? This is 25 years old."
Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't decided. I might buy them. I don't know, but if I want to read them, it's
Hmm.
getting close to the point that I think I have to buy them.
You can maybe look on Pango, like for the
Yeah, that's
first
a good
one or
idea.
something. Yeah. Okay. She did suggest that though for like kids, like for Noelle's age, that she
Yeah.
was like they're clean throughout. Like you don't have to worry as a parent, which so it might be worth just keeping it
Mm-hmm.
on a shelf. You know what I mean? My next one is East of Eden, which is funny. I did not know. After I made this list first, and then I saw this is coming out on Netflix. I just saw Betsy show,
Oh, yeah.
like if you start East of Eden today, you'll be done in time for the Netflix show or whatever.
Who writes that?
Um, is it John Steinbeck, I believe. I say it's a classic. It's not like Lord of the Rings classic, but it was probably written like 50 years ago or something. I could be all wrong. Anyway, also my local bookstore is doing a read along and I just can't Taylor's schedule is so crazy that I cannot like commit to something like that. But it's like every once a month they're going to meet up. It's a cool idea. They're like you read the first 5 chapters and then meet up in a month. And then the next month we'll read the next 5 and then the next whatever, and talk about what you've read. It's a pretty cool idea. I could not commit to it, but I wish I could. I think it was actually tonight, so it just wasn't going to work out. But I've always wanted to read it because I heard that I was so much like raving over it. It's amazing. It's great. And I heard it has like one of the best literary villains ever,
Hmm.
like in any book. And I'm very intrigued. Like that's another topic I have. Like I have a note going of like the best book villains because sometimes I feel like people write so many morally gray people, which is fine, whatever. I enjoyed those too, but it's kind of interesting when you find like, ooh, a good bad person. You know what I mean? Like someone that you
Mm-hmm.
really can root against. So I've been always intrigued by it, which that one too, I looked to get a hold on Libby and it was like 8 weeks, which
Mm.
is before I knew it was going to come out on Netflix. So maybe that's why. But it was a long, long wait. And then it's a big, like chunky book. And then when I looked on Storygraph, that's the one I sent you a screenshot. It was like, what did it say? This is a risky pick for you.
Oh.
And it was like, this is risky because it has some elements you like,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like themes of justice and humanity, but it's extremely reflective and you might just think it's way too slow. And I appreciated it because I don't know now. I don't know.
At least you have the heads up, you know?
Yeah, well, at least for now, I was like, well, I don't think it's gonna be a good pick for me. So it was on my list, and then I saw that after I made my list, and I'm like, I don't know. So maybe it's one that I get on audio and try it, and then if it's not for me, bounce, or I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I would do. Okay, my last one is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie.
Is it a book?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like, I didn't know if it was a play or a what.
I mean, okay, I don't know if it was a play first. From what I understand, it was a book first.
Old, huh?
1911, unless that's wrong. Let me look. It did. Oh no, look, it says Peter Pan first appeared in print in 1902 within the adult novel The Little White Bird. It debuted
Hmm.
as a stage play in December 1904, and then it was published as a full traditional novel titled Peter and Wendy on October 18th, 1911. Any way we look at it, it is old.
The movie from Disney is 1953.
So
Yeah.
this seems fun. We watched the Peter Pan live action.
I do believe in
Yes,
fairies.
Josh had never seen it. And you know what? Watching it with all of my boys, I had like this sense of shame. Be-
I do. I
And
do.
then
I remember that.
when that part hits, I was just like
Were you like, I'm sorry,
yeah,
guys?
I was kind of waiting for them to like all start chanting, and then they were all just like judging me. So anyway, it's fine.
That's the difference of having an all-girl
I
household.
know. I was like, not even the 3-year-old. Like he was just like, I don't know. It was a flop. It was fine. It was fun for me, but watching it with them was not fun. I was like, I'm sorry. Like the whole time I had to apologize because there's a lot of weird things in there. Anyway, and you know what? You know who plays Captain Hook and the dad, same guy, Daddy Malfoy.
Oh,
So that was I couldn't believe. I was like,
interesting.
what? So anyway, that's all. I want to read
That's
the
funny.
book because I'm curious about the origin. I would assume it's weird. Like I would assume it would maybe be dark because I feel like fairy tales were dark. I don't know.
Hmm.
I want to know. So,
Have you read The Little Mermaid?
no.
You should. It's very short, very, very short.
Peter Pan is short too. It's only like 100 something pages.
Like if
So,
you listen to it on audio, it might be like 2 hours or something. It's very dark and
oh.
disturbing.
I'm like, so should I or should I not?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's not like scary or anything. It's just like you said, like folklore and stuff,
Mm.
but it was interesting. Like I wouldn't give it to Noelle now, but I mean, whenever she's like in high school, I'd be like, it would be good, I think, for school. Like
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is interesting that Disney, because we'd study Pocahontas in school. Guys, we're in so many tangents, whatever. This is like, I hope you have your coffee. It's just a chat. We learned about Pocahontas in school and we watched Pocahontas and she goes like the whole time she, oh, that happened in real life and oh no, that didn't. So you can
Mm.
incorporate fiction and, real stuff. It's been fun. Okay, my last one is Red Rising. It's funny because I know
Yes.
you were like, no, I feel like you're like very resistant
I
to this
am
book.
resistant. I am intrigued and I do have friends that have loved it. The sci-fi throws me.
Me too. Like I'm unsure how I feel about sci-fi. I'll be honest. But it does seem to have a lot of elements that I would enjoy. And it's like, a fantastical world, but not spicy because I don't know if I don't really know what it's about. I feel like I did, but I don't remember anymore. But from what I am aware, it's not like a romance, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's romance. No.
Yeah, like at least if there is romance, that's not the main thing.
Mhm.
So I've always been intrigued, and I think he's still putting out books. I don't know how that works
Mhm.
either. I think it was like a series, it's finished, and then he put out one like a world built on that world. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
related to that world. So those books are coming out, but those are rated really well too. I think it's another one of those. A lot of these books, I've been hesitant because I'm like, are they too smart for me? Like that's
Mhm.
how I feel a lot, which is funny because I don't think I'm unintelligent, but maybe I do, old deep down, you know?
Oh, I do. Because
Yeah.
I think people who love Red Rising, they also love Mistborn and
You're like, I'm not smart enough for this, or I don't know. I say
yeah.
that, but I read like peer review
I
articles and
think you would
everything.
do it. I think you could like it. I think for me, I struggle with epic fantasy, and I think that
Hmm.
they fall under that. And that is something that can maybe go either way for me.
Did you read Crescent City?
Yes.
Did you like it? I mean, I know not, besides the spice and stuff, like too much, like
Yes
too.
and no. The first time I read it, I was like lost until the last
Hmm.
100 pages, which I think is I don't know. For that was my
Hmm.
experience. I read it again, and I felt like I followed a lot more because I knew what was going on. So I enjoyed it, but
But it wasn't like your favorite, yeah.
yeah, and urban fantasy is also just not really my favorite either.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you guys have read any of these, let us know and tell us, yes, you should add this, bump it up, or just be like, nah, take it off. You're not gonna like it. Or let us know. What is a book that you have been meaning to read? Like it's just skipped past you and let us know. Do you have anything that you're looking forward to in the near future? I just want to finish what I have.
Yeah, I have nothing. I'm in a weird mood. Like I just would be lucky if I finished the book I'm currently reading.
I told Taylor I'd be lucky if I finish another book this month. Like I need to like get it together. Um, I asked if I can go to a coffee shop. That sounds bad, like I asked, but whenever you have like a lot of kids, guys, like, and you have
Yeah.
your spouse, you have to be like, hey, are you free to be here with them to make sure everything's okay? Whatever. I worded that weird. Like I'm not asking permission, but I was like, hey, can I go Saturday morning just by myself to a coffee shop and just sit there like with a cup of coffee and try to knock some of this book out? Because if I'm home, there's going to be someone that is wants something from me. So
Mm,
I hope
that's
to
true.
report back that that happened. We'll see. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
leave my phone at home.
I don't know if that's the solution.
Brick it.
Yeah, yeah.
Brick
Definitely.
it to not do anything. Okay, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much. You can follow me at Hilary Reads,
And I'm at Hannah Reads.
and our podcast is at Don't You to Read Podcast, all on Instagram. Thank you guys for always chiming in and joining in. Let us know again. Well, first, what ideas you have. Like, what do you want us to talk about? That's always exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And
I have a few. Maybe next episode, I'll read some of the ideas people
oh,
have.
they have some ideas. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let us know. I'm like always scheduling our months out. So I'm always looking for ideas, no matter how far in the future. And then let us know what's a book that you've always meant to read and you just keep passing it by. Like maybe it's time to pick it up, or maybe it's time just to be like,
Not
never
gonna
mind.
happen.
Yeah, forget it. It's a pipe dream.
And I guess that's it. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.